Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me. Today's video is about how to get rid of the narcissist for good. So we all know whether you were discarded or you escaped the narcissist, getting rid of the narcissist for good is not easy. But if that's what you want to do, stick around and in this video I'll show you how to get rid of the narcissist for good. Okay, the number one worst thing that you can do when dealing with the narcissist is anything where you are giving them a lot of emotion. So any kind of begging, pleading, crying, explaining, justifying, apologizing, oh, I just want to talk to you. Let's sit down and talk about it. And, I know we're over, but I just want you to know that everything's okay. That kind of thing. The narcissist loves it because it all says to them, you still believe the false construct. You still believe that I am that person I am pretending to be. Because if you really knew what the narcissist was or who the narcissist was, you wouldn't be having these little conversations with them. You wouldn't be trying to explain your side of the story. You wouldn't be trying to make sure that they knew that you loved them, but you just couldn't be with them. You would run a mile and stay the hell away. So that's the key thing here, is the worst thing that you can do is, like I said, try and explain, justify your behavior. Try and appeal to them, to leave you alone. Please stop harassing me. Please stop ringing me. Please stop. Please stop. No, we don't do any of that stuff. When we want the narcissist to be gone for good, we have to play the game properly. And what I mean by that is, number one, you have to do no contact like a boss. Okay, I have a video. I'm going to link it in up here. It's, I can't remember the exact title, but it's roughly, am I doing no contact properly? Because 99% of the people that I speak to through my business, my consulting, my one-on-ones, 99% of them think they're doing no contact, but they're actually not doing no contact. They're doing a version of no contact and either wondering why they're not healing or wondering why they can't get rid of the narcissist. So, number one, you have to do no contact properly. Like I said, check out the video or contact me for a one-on-one and we will strategize exactly what you need to do to get yourself narc free. I've got some notes down here as well. So number two, darlings. So do not send them a text message to tell them that you're not speaking to them ever again. Because you know what? That's speaking to them. Who sends someone a text message to say, I'm not talking to you anymore? Let your actions speak louder than words. They'll know you're not speaking to them when you don't bother replying to their next text message, the next time they call, the next time they stick a note on your car window. They'll get the message, okay? So what happens is when you text them, they just think exactly what I just said. They just think, well, she's still talking to me. She still cares what I think. She still thinks it's important for her to not be rude to me. She doesn't want to come across as being rude, right? So that's how they know you still believe the false construct. Because if you truly didn't believe the false construct anymore, you would know that the narcissists are liars, con artists, manipulators, cheaters. Like, these people are dangerous. We don't owe them an explanation. We don't need to text them or write them a letter explaining why we are no longer talking to them. Let your actions speak louder than words. All right. Oh, I got my numbers wrong. It's all good. So, number two, no fuel. No fuel at all. Right, so this goes into doing no contact. If you can't do no contact, you have to do grey rock. Once again, 99% of my clients who think they're doing grey rock properly are not actually doing it properly. It's fascinating how what you would think would be a really simple concept, either no contact or grey rock, is actually quite hard to implement when you've got someone who's trying to undermine it at every single turning point. And the narcissist will, because, you know, their game, their objective in the game, their how to win the game is how to get what they want, which is supply and fuel from you. So, getting back to the no fuel. So that really does mean they get nothing from you. So like I said, you don't tell them, I hate you so much. See, some people think that that wounds the narcissist. No, it doesn't wound the narcissist, it fuels the narcissist. Someone hating them is almost as good as someone admiring them. And both of those things are better than someone who just loves them. Okay, so no fuel whatsoever. So we don't argue with them. We don't give them any energy. We don't bother to tell them, God, you pissed me off when you said this, did that, or I'm so frustrated with your behavior. Nope, keep that for your therapist. Tell someone else, anyone else, about how you feel. Do not tell the narcissist. You don't have to tell them, not one more time. There's no, one final conversation, let's sit down and talk it out. No. You don't need to do that. Let your actions speak louder than your words. All right. Narc injury is number 3. Narc injury. So some people think, that by repeatedly causing narc injury, it will make the narcissist stay away for good. I'm in two minds of this, because you would be surprised how much a narcissist can manipulate things in their mind. So, for example, you would think having a channel where I talk about, my ex, and I say terrible things about my ex, almost daily to you guys, you would think that that would keep him away, surely. I mean, I know I did. That's why I started my channel in the first place. But no, in actuality, it doesn't. Not at all. It just reaffirms to him in his grandiose thinking that he's still on my mind, that I'm still thinking about him. Even though I'm not, and now I'm just running this channel for you guys. But hey, let's not let reality get in the way of a good story for the narcissist, right? So their capacity to twist things is unparalleled. Seriously, unparalleled. They can twist anything, right? So with the narc injury, you trying to damage them, play games with them, beat them, win, all of that still tells them that you think that they're a worthy opponent, that you think that they are worth your time, effort, and energy, that you think you are in competition with them. To get rid of a narcissist for good, they need to know, right, through your actions, that you think so little of them, that they do not exist, that you don't have time to waste with their pathetic games, and that you've already won, and that you will always win, and that they're never going to win. There's nothing they can do that will ever trump what you're doing. You need to show that through your actions, and you need to do it for you, not even to tell them, not even to explain to them, just to keep them away, essentially. All we want now is for them to stay away for good. All right, number 4, no emotion. As I said, if you need to speak to them at all, you cannot show any emotion. So if you are grey rocking because you got kids, whatever, there is an even better version of grey rock. It's called no contact grey rock. And that is where if you've got children, because most people think, we've got children, so therefore we have to have contact. Well, technically you don't. All right, if you've got a court order in place that says you have to give him access to the children, every second weekend, right? Nothing in that court order specifies that you personally have to drop those children to him. I would do something like this. I would organise an intermediary, a third person, or a drop-off point where you come in one door, drop off the children, they pick them up and walk out the other door, where you never see each other, where you never even communicate one word to each other. You don't need to. It's all, narcissists will use that scenario as an excuse and as a way to communicate with you. They don't care about their children, but they love keeping form of supply, in the narc harem. And this is one of the ways they do it, through the children. So no contact, grey rock. All right. And number 5. All right, one of the main things that you have to accept is that there will never be any answers. Often people breach no contact themselves, trying to get an answer from the narcissist. So they come back and they want to have that final conversation. So for example, they might feel like they've healed, they're good, everything, but then they just want to have this one conversation where they just find out, what was it all really about? Like, what did it even mean? Did it mean anything? But the thing is, once again, all you're doing there is reopening the back door for the narcissist to get a foot in. And anything for them to get a foot in the door is going to work in their favour. The reality is they're never going to tell you the truth. It's always going to be lies. It's always going to be a distortion of the truth. They'll never tell you in actual fact what happened. They will always misrepresent themselves, you, the situation. They will always blame you. They take no accountability or responsibility for their own behaviour. So looking to the narcissist for any kind of validation or affirmation or confirmation of your relationship, your role that you played, all of that. None of it. It just doesn't mean a thing. All it's doing is opening the back door a crack for them to get their foot in. Now, if you want to get rid of the narcissist for good, you need to listen to what I'm saying. I know about narcs, I know exactly how their stuff works, and I'm telling you that if you want them gone for good, you have to cut off their fuel supply, because that's all you are to them, is fuel. And if they can't get it from you, right, that can be pretty persistent. They have other fuel suppliers fueling them, so they can keep on, triangulating and trying different ways and doing different things, and, having you and other suppliers competing against each other. There's a whole lot of kind of different tactics that the narcissist will use to try and keep you engaged in their freak show circus. The reality is, if you want them gone for good, you need to withdraw yourself from that. You are the one who will say when it's over. You are the only one who will make it over. They will keep you there till the end of time if you let them. Okay, so bear that in mind. And like I said, if anyone's having struggles with this stuff, get in touch, do a one-on-one. I'm going to be raising my rates in 2020, so now is the perfect time to actually take advantage of the lowest rates that you're ever going to get, with not just me, but any of the other, life coaches or consultants or whatever people are calling themselves out there. Contact me. We'll figure out some strategy that's going to work for your particular circumstance and get you narc free for good, lovelies. All right, darlings. Thank you for watching, and get narc free and stay narc free. Bye.